When a man hurts you, his mind doesn't go silent after that. In fact, sometimes that's when the real battle starts, inside his own head, because even the coldest men think about the damage they caused. They just don't always admit it. And what goes through his mind after hurting you can reveal how he truly feels about you. The first thing he thinks is this: did I finally push her too far? At first, he may act normal, like nothing happened. But once the silence hits, he starts replaying your reaction in his mind. Your face, your tone, the way you pulled away. And suddenly he realizes, this time felt different. Pay attention to this. Men often notice your absence more than your pain. When you stop chasing, that's when panic quietly starts growing. He wonders if you're finally done, and that thought unsettles him deeply. Then another thought appears. Why did I even do that? Sometimes he knows exactly why he hurt you. Other times, he honestly doesn't. Maybe it was anger, ego, fear, or maybe he was emotionally immature and reacted without thinking. But here's the truth. Regret often arrives after the damage is already done. He starts justifying his actions in his head, then immediately questioning them again. Maybe she overreacted. No, maybe I went too far. His mind keeps bouncing between defense and guilt because accountability feels uncomfortable. This is where it gets interesting. The next thing he thinks is about your value, not your looks, your emotional value. He starts remembering the things you did for him, the support, the attention, the loyalty. Especially if you suddenly become distant, that contrast hits hard. Humans often realize value through loss, not through comfort. So now he notices the little things, your messages slowing down, your energy changing, your warmth disappearing. And he starts asking himself, did I take her for granted? Sometimes that realization is painful, because deep down, he knows the answer. But there's another thought many people miss. What if she hurts me back? After hurting you, he may become emotionally alert, even paranoid. He starts watching your behavior closely, your replies, your attitude, your silence. Because now he understands something important. Hurt people can walk away or emotionally detach without warning. Pay attention to this. Men are often shocked when a woman finally stops caring. Not because they thought you were weak, but because they thought you would always stay. And once uncertainty enters his mind, he starts imagining losing you completely. Then comes the ego battle. Should I apologize or stay quiet? This part is complicated because pride fights with emotion. One side of him wants to fix things. The other side wants to protect his ego. So instead of apologizing directly, he may send mixed signals. Random texts, small jokes, weird attention. Anything that keeps the connection alive without fully admitting fault. But here's the truth. A real apology requires emotional maturity. And not every man has developed that yet, even if he cares deeply. This is where things become emotional. He starts remembering your good moments together, the late-night talks, the laughs, the comfort. Pain has a strange effect on memory. It makes meaningful moments louder, especially when distance appears afterward. Suddenly, memories feel heavier. He may even revisit old messages, old photos, old conversations. Not always because he's romantic. Sometimes because guilt creates nostalgia. And deep down, he misses the version of himself that felt loved by you. But there's one final thought that hits the hardest. What if I become the reason she changes forever? This thought usually comes late, after the anger fades, after the silence grows, after reality settles in. He realizes pain changes people, especially pain caused by someone trusted. He wonders if you'll become colder now, more guarded, less open. And if he truly loved you, that realization quietly destroys him inside, because no one wants to feel responsible for breaking someone who cared deeply. But here's what you need to remember. His thoughts alone don't heal the damage. Regret means nothing without change, without accountability, without action. Someone can miss you and still not know how to love you correctly. So never confuse guilt with growth. They are not the same thing. And sometimes the strongest thing you can do is stop waiting for someone to become emotionally ready. Because your healing matters too, more than his confusion. If this spoke to something you've felt before, you're definitely not alone. And if you want more deep psychology and relationship insights, don't forget to subscribe. Because sometimes understanding people is the first step to protecting your peace.